He was probably the best principal I ever worked for because he got all around the school. He knew every child, he knew every parent, and he knew his teachers pretty well. He was always in the classroom, but that was a good thing. He made people toe the line, and everyone respected that because he worked hard, and that was his expectation for everyone else. And then he has a sense of humor, the Irish sense of humor, of give me a hug, and let's sing Irish Eyes Are Smiling. And so you had to give it back to him. He was walking around with the superintendent one day, you know, very official. And as he passed me, I just went, your fly is down. And then he came back and got me later, you know. That was Jerry. Then I went to the middle school. 2 years later, he went too, and he went over to the middle school. And that was a shock for the middle school teachers because he was all over the building. And they were used to an administration that stayed in the office and came on formal occasions to observe teachers. But that's not Jerry. Jerry's in your room. Jerry's wandering around. He's sitting down in a lesson. He's in the parking lot greeting every student as their parents drive him in the morning. They had a Where's Waldo doll at the middle school. If somebody knew the principal was heading to the room, the doll would be sent with a student to that teacher's room. So Jerry became the Where's Waldo of the middle school because no one ever knew where he was. But the Waldo doll and Where's Waldo were synonymous with Where's Jerry Now. And he had 3 years there, and they were good years at the middle school. And then he retired, and then he kept doing it. He was superintendent other places, principals other places. He kept working. We did some shenanigans as teachers that he wasn't always pleased with. One year we got this opaque projector delivered to the room because somebody's overhead projector was broken. So it was sitting on a table, and we told the kids that their test scores had been low. In this machine we were doing brain scans. One of the students, we got him to get up and put his head on the machine, and we lowered the top and said everyone else in the room had to be quiet. Now, a third of the kids knew we were fooling, a third of the kids were unsure, and a third of the kids were always convinced that whatever we said was true. At any rate, the next day, there were many phone calls to the principal about them doing brain scans in 4th grade, and he came marching down and said, "What are you doing?" And we said, you know, it was just good fun. But he could give it back pretty well as get it. He never held a grudge though, and he got the laugh, but he was the one who had to face it with the parents. There was a teacher from Lincoln School named Sheila Keefe who taught 1st grade, and she was retiring, but she was convinced that Elvis was still alive. So I got your grandfather to dress up as Elvis and walk into the retirement dinner looking like pretty much an absolute fool, but he went along with it and sang some Elvis song in front of the retirement dinner, and that was Jerry.